Them letters too light. I gotta change them. Hey y'all, what's good? What's good? Y'all come on in here. I need to be glad I woke up. Basically means I ain't gotta work. So you better be glad I ain't got to. I'm glad I can get up here and talk about this while it's fresh off the press, okay? JoJo put this shit in the group chat. I said, bitch, I know you the fuck lying. Well, I'm home. I left, came back, took a shower and all that shit. Mm-hmm. And then this phone got the buzzing. My wrist got the buzzing. I said, nigga, what? And then I looked and I saw JoJo put this bullshit, because that's what it was, bullshit, down in the thing. And I went on ahead and made a thumbnail. Mm-hmm. I went on ahead and made a thumbnail, because why not? Why not? Y'all get my likes up. All right? Get the likes up. Get my 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 likes up. Like it's 82 people and I'm still sitting on 35 funky ass likes. I'm not quite sure how to help you with that. Shut up. Like, get my likes up. Get my likes up. Get my likes up. Get my likes up. Not Alexa responded. Yeah, and ain't nobody saying nothing to her ass. Alexa catching strays. No, Alexa is not catching strays. Ain't nobody said nothing to her, and then she came all up in my shit. Side conversation. Nobody said nothing to Alexa. T, I got your back in the car. You do. Shout out to you, Tammy. You got my back in the courtroom today. Good, Tammy. That's what, Tammy, you know you. That's why you a mod, Tammy. Do you understand? If you got to bust a bitch upside the head with your wrench, bust a bitch upside the head with your damn wrench. That's what you got it for. Thank you, Shay W, for your $4.99. They did all of this for Bang Bang, and she's still suing. I don't feel bad for Bravo's ass. I don't feel bad for them. Oh, I mean, I ain't know I had to. But okay, I ain't want to cover up the shit, but the people know what the shit is at this point. Y'all get my likes up though. It's over 100 of y'all, and there's still 50 funky stank ass likes, and we only 5 minutes in. So get my likes up. I get started at the 10-minute mark. Y'all ain't missing nothing yet. I ain't got started. No, I ain't see Andy's response to it. DM it to me. DM it to me, Dominique. DM it to me. Get my likes up. Catherine, I need you to do your job and tell these people to get my likes up. You said you DM'd it to me? Let me see, Sam. I got about, Lord, Appreciate you, y'all. Thank you, y'all. I see you in the bushes. Thank you, y'all. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, friend. Y'all in the bushes, girl. Dropping blessings. Thanks, y'all. All right, Symmetry. Let me see what you're talking about. Hold on. You in the general. No. Don't say it's reaching some. Don't. Hold on. Let me say this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Catherine and Symmetry. I ain't gonna dox you, girl. Girl, you done got your whole thing up here on IG. I ain't gonna dox you, girl. But thank you, sis. What's good, boo? 805. Thank y'all for sending me that because I'm going to snatch BA's ass up too. I'm going to snatch BA's ass up real good once I'm finished wrangling BrickaBrack that. But be clear, I do not feel bad for BA. I don't feel bad for BA, Bravo, Truly Original. None of them fuck niggas that they call producers and showrunners in the background. I don't feel bad for none of them. Justice for Team Twirl and justice was served by way of BrickaBrack. Be clear. I hope she wins. Even though it's fuck shit. I hope she wins. Just cause. I do. And I ain't even for it. But I hope she wins. I hope the people feel like she got a case, and I hope the judge feel like he want to hear it. I hope she wins. I do. I do. It'll serve BA, Bravo, and Truly Original White. I hope she wins. I do. I hope she wins. Just to teach them bitches a lesson. I hope she wins. Then, well, to give you the real tea, missionary Baptist church, where I slogan is that y'all man of business that pay me. Or so if your business gonna pay me, I'm a man to real good, and if it don't, and that's all I got. Now, I was chilling because I told y'all I'm on call with it. So I'm just chilling, minding my business. I showered and everything, and I was chilling. And then out of nowhere, my phone and my wrist get the buzzing off the hook. And I said, well, what's tea? So then JoJo dropped some BS in the damn in the thing that's talking about how she BrickaBrack finna sue Bravo and truly original and all that. So this shit say, neighbors, get into this tea. Yesterday, Britt Edie dropped the bomb on the timeline, revealing the explicit pictures that Team Twirl, aka Justice for Team Twirl, aka Kenya the Moore, showed the night of her salon grand opening was not of BrickaBrack, as everyone originally assumed. Nah, BrickaBrack is filing a $20 million lawsuit against Bravo, accusing them of defamation, sexual harassment, and subjecting her to an emotional, hostile work environment. Says the bitch who got up here hotlering back. She got all type of AKs, 9s, Uzis, Tech 9s, Smith & Wessons, revolvers with shell catchers, whips, chains, crystal nunchucks. What else she said she had, girl? Brass knuckles. What else she had? Frag grenades. What else she had, girl? C4 demolition charges. What else she had, girl? She had a whole bunch of shit, child. She had a 007 watch with all his gadgets and shit, the Q watch and all of that. Like, she got up here and talked about how she had all of that and how she finna learn today how to respect her and treat her and all of this. And they're the ones who subjected her to a hostile work environment. I mean, oh, but listen, for the sake of this, I hope the people agree with you. Just because it's Bravo, and I feel like it's time for them to learn a harsh truth and a harsh dose of reality, even though it's some fuck shit. Now I wish nothing good for you ever in life. I do wish this good for you, just cause you a scammer, and 9 times out of 10, scammer gets what they want anyhow. I hope you get it, just cause. But we all know it's bullshit. But just cause, I hope you get it. Anyway, in the lawsuit obtained by TMZ. So who leaked it to TMZ? Did y'all leak it to TMZ? Did you get Michael to call TMZ and let them know that this was going on? I really would love to know how TMZ got that. I swear to God, it came from you. Did you get your twisted mouth ass Mary or your sister that was crying in the phone or whatever? Did you get them to give it to leak it to TMZ? I would love to know how TMZ got it. TMZ, drop down in the comments and tell me how y'all got it. Anyway, BrickaBrack claims Bravo falsely, yet unmistakably implied the explicit pictures shown at Kenya D. Moore, y'all know Teen Twirl, Justice and all that event were hers, causing her emotional distress and embarrassment. Although the event was in June 2024, Bravo still decided to air the episode in the aftermath of the event of April 2025. The action Brit believed was malicious. Brit claims Bravo knowingly contributed to a hostile work environment by continuing to make her show up to film and discuss the traumatical event that she at the time believed was her. She also claimed they sexually harassed her by subjecting her to unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments that followed the aftermath of the gendered attack. They did that. Not they did that. Not the video that came out a long time ago of you with Stevie J slimy ass sitting beside talking behind you about how you was one of the girls in some reality show that he was gonna do. I don't know. Something about a bunch of stank ass hoes being up in the house, probably subjectifying themselves and overly sexualizing themselves for Stevie J or some of his fucking niggas or something. I don't know, but the point I'm trying to make to you is they did that, but not shit like that. They did that. I mean, okay. I mean, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. Because the people go tell me, "Well, T, that's not fair because she's a woman, and a woman has the right to feel like so and so and so, and just because you don't like her, that don't mean that she didn't feel that. That don't mean that she didn't go through that. And I feel like you're being really unfair, and I feel like you're being biased, and all that. They gonna come into the comments and say all that. I mean, I guess. BrickaBrack is suing Bravo, its parent company, NBC Universal, and its production companies, Truly Original, and in Moeshan, North America, for $20 million. On top of the cash, she wants Bravo to remove the episode from public access so no one can ever watch it again. Like you did the first time, but Team Twirl's private investigator allegedly was still able to find shit that was on the internet. But again, you said that won't you. Child, this escalated quickly. Thoughts, neighbors. So apparently, thanks to you guys, hold on, let me refresh my thing. So apparently, thanks to y'all said, show me this. Andy Cohen seemingly responds to Britt Eady's lawsuit. This is reaching a level of petty that's beyond even anything I've seen. And then he had the popcorn emoji or whatever beside it. So that was Bravo Andy's response. All right, shout out to it, be 211 in the chat. Get my likes up. Like I said, BrickaBrack, first and foremost, you're sewer manure. That's what I was gonna write, but I wanted to be professional. In my thing, I wanted to be professional in my thing. So I changed it, but I was gonna put your sewer manure. And I expected nothing less of you. But Bravo, BA, Truly Original, and everybody else involved, I don't feel bad for y'all at all. And because I don't feel bad for y'all, that's the reason why I hope she wins. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. And while I could get up here and wrangle her neck, why? Why? Y'all allow her to get up here and run around without her helmet on. And now she turned around and crashed into y'all damn yard. I'm supposed to feel away. I'm supposed to feel away. When she crashed into Team Twirl, y'all didn't give a fuck. Y'all booted her ass off the goddamn show, didn't want to film with her no more, didn't allow her to come to the same reunion that now BrickaBrack is not going to be a part of. Here's the real gag. What's the real point of talking about BrickaBrack when she's not even going to be there to receive her damn lashings? Like, yeah, look, they could just watch us. What's the point of talking about it at the reunion? They could just watch the Whether You Like It or Not panel Monday nights at 8:30. Okay? Or they could come and just watch the review at 11:15 a.m. at Giving You the Real Tea Missionary Baptist Church. Or they can go to Scotty by Nature TV at 9:05 p.m. directly after the episode. I mean, they could just do that. They ain't necessarily like, what's the point of talking about it at the reunion? What's the point of bringing it up at the reunion? Like, it left with her. So even if y'all read her down to the ground, it falls on deaf ears, quiet as it's kept, because she's not there. All that's gone. Team Twirl gone. Now she gone. Now, here's my thing. How is Faye gonna help y'all get out of this? Because again, y'all banked on Faye. Y'all banked on Faye. Y'all did. Y'all got up here and y'all was like, "Oh, Phaedra's coming back. Phaedra's gonna be here." Y'all went out y'all way to get her own tagline and every damn thing. Invited her to the reunion, but for what? For what? So yeah, I don't feel bad for you. I damn sure don't feel bad for you, BA, because look at how you doing Drew. You doing Drew dirty. You doing Drew real dirty. Y'all already filmed the reunion, which means, and we're already at the international trip, which means we probably have 2 more episodes left, maybe 3. Maybe 3. Maybe. Maybe. And then we about to be down to the reunion. When is Drew gonna be on Watch What Happened Live? BA. You were so gon-ho about Frat. You were so, oh my God, Frat gonna be back. Y'all wait until Frat comes back. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. We're not expelling on Drew's storyline none or what she has going on. When you gonna do it? At the reunion? But she already had an interview with Carlos King. Child. But BrickaBrack, I will say this. You're a stupid whore. You are a stupid, scandalous little skeezing ass somebody. You are a scammer. Listen, I think you got a scamming ass Christian beat. To be real, I feel like it. And see, you know what? It's double for you because you. It's doubly messed up for you, and it's doubly irking for you because you would have. You with a whole damn stunt queen, you goddamn self. You got people like Brandon all in the comments talking about how he's such a good person, that he seemed like such a good man. Child, please. He's a stunt queen if I ever seen one. Both of y'all around there scamming the damn together. Now y'all finna scam Bravo out of millions. But I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. Why y'all at it? Y'all should personally sue, but listen. See, if y'all are gonna scam, y'all need to scam right. I would have went after Bravo Andy. Then I'd have went after Bravo. And I'd have went after Bravo. And I'd have went after Truly Original. And I'd have went after, see, I'd have did it like that. I'd have sued the hell out of BA. Run me my money. See, that's what you should have did. If you was gonna scam, that's what you should have did. You should have got everybody involved, including BA's ass. I look. You're right. Team Twirl should sue. Actually, Team Twirl has a better case than BrickaBrack does. See, if Team Twirl was gonna do this, listen. If Team Twirl was gonna do this, I really feel like that would have been first page news. Like that would have been some national type shit. I think that shit would have went more far than Nene shit did, to be real. To be real. Because Team Twirl was actually seen done wrong in 4K and railroaded afterward. Now, if Team Twirl was to go out here and do this, which she should, let me ask y'all that. Had Team Twirl decided to sue? No, she not. She ain't did shit to BrickaBrack. Be clear. Be clear. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I don't believe BrickaBrack. I do believe those pictures were of her. That's just me. I believe all of this shit is a scam. I believe all of this shit is a scam that Michael came up to come with us with the bullshit. That's really what I feel. See, listen, they ain't go to Tide. They didn't go to Tide. They ain't go to Tide. They went to Michael. I feel like all this shit is a huge scam. I do. I'm telling y'all. I believe that there really was bric-a-brac in the damn. I'm sorry. I believe it. And I doubly believe it because the other ladies saw the same damn pictures. I don't believe the rest of them ladies are as retarded as they appear. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that. I am telling y'all. This whole thing. I'm telling you. This whole thing. Bitch, y'all can believe what y'all want to. Y'all can believe what y'all want to. All of this shit is I'm telling you, all of this shit is a scam, girl. Yep, see, and Kelly was the first one to run out. Right, right. I am telling y'all, those pictures were definitely bric-a-brac. Y'all can believe what y'all want to, but they definitely were. Listen, bric-a-brac, and I was about to say her FAG of a husband, but I was gonna say it, but I'm not. Bric-a-brac and her sissified ass husband, who was bent over the damn balcony getting his boondy ate. Both of them up here scamming on a high end level, and cousins Bravo, I can't even get mad. Because it's Bravo, I'm sorry, I can't even get mad. Yeah, allegedly, Michael was being bent over the damn balcony by a soft top, as we call blouses. Okay, he was bent over the railing by his blouse. Okay, his blouse had a mouthful of his boondy, allegedly, down to the Super 8. Um, or the LaQuinta, because we clear they freak were there too. He probably was there making his coin, but whatever. You said check my IG. I appreciate it, friend, but I ain't finna read all this fuck shit because it's fuck shit. Bravo did not do nothing to her. Bravo shot the scene that was shown. That is their job. They're shooting a reality show. Now, when she felt the way, they went on ahead and booted out Team Twirl because they was looking for a reason to get rid of her ass anyhow. Be clear, and I still feel like that. Bravo technically handled it in the way she wanted them to handle it. She won at the end of the day, but the bitch got greedy. She got greedy and she got hot. She got hot because the people saw it for what it was. And now, because the people saw it for what it was, now she wants to turn around and flip it and make it all Bravo's fault. Oh, y'all knew this happened to me. Or y'all knew this stuff was shown. And then y'all still wanted to show it anyway. And I was up crying all night. And I was in my house feeling like this, that thing, and the other. And da 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 da. And it's y'all fault for making me feel this way. And I'm finna come after y'all and blah, blah, blah. Busy. And I love you to death. Y'all know I really grown to like be here for Busy. That's my dog. But Busy, don't piss me off. All right. Getting up here, Tom, back because I saw your video, Busy. Yeah, I'm calling you out because we friends and all. Talking about something we need to give bric-a-brack a chance. Why? Why, Busy? Busy, why? Why do we got to give bric-a-brack a chance? Especially after finding this out, Busy. Get your ass up under my comments like I showed up under yours. with love, because that's my buddy. That's my buddy, and he a Pisces, March Pisces like me. That's my buddy. All right, I'm Hampton, he Howard. You know, that's my buddy. You know what I mean? But drop your ass in my comments and explain yourself. Them chickens have come home to roost, and Bravo on the hotline now. Child, Bravo a piece of shit. Anyway, what time is it? 32. I guess I dropped the link for y'all chicken heads. Okay, speaking of chickens coming home to roost. All right, I dropped the link for a few of y'all to come up here and say what y'all got to say for y'all Ted, and then I'm gonna kick y'all the hell up out of here because I got things to do. And don't come up here being long-winded, telling me your life story and all that. According to TMZ, Bravo wanted to do a sit-down and do a 101 with Kenya and Andy to air the reunion, but they couldn't make it happen. Dear Jesus, thank you, baby, for your $10, boo. Thank you, baby. But why couldn't they make it happen? That's what I want to know. Why couldn't they make it happen? They made every damn thing else happen. Why they couldn't make it happen? She didn't want to be around Team Twirl no more. They booted her ass off. They made that happen. Hold on. How do I? No, not that. Yeah. What'd they say? Okay. Oh, let's see who we got back here. Child is already a lot of y'all.
Hey T.
Hey T. Hey Big Bro.
Hey y'all. What's
What
up?
up?
Thank you. Listen, I just need to blow out some steam on something, and this is perfect for me. This is a
Go ahead, boo.
whole scammer from the jump, and Kenya was telling us, and people may not agree by which she was telling us, but she was telling us this is a whole scammer. First off, I remember a little while ago when Color Me Pink did an expose, and there were images that she showed, and people were going around saying, no, those weren't her. Those images are false. I believe that's a whole lie.
Mm-hmm.
BrickaBrack spent all her money, quote unquote, trying to scrub these pictures from offline, and it did not happen. She's upset that they ended up surfacing anyway. All her back page days have all surfaced, and now she's trying to remove herself from it. That's all this is. It is her, and what's even more outrageous is she really thought she was going to come in and play the sympathy card with the viewers, and the viewers were going to buy her shit because historically, Kenya Moore does not necessarily have the most favorable view with a good amount of viewers. So she
Mm-hmm.
figured, oh, this is a shoe in. I'm going to be the one everyone rallies around and takes her side. And the truth of the matter is, no, we may not necessarily care for Kenya, but we can't stand you, ho.
Okay.
That's the difference.
My God.
I agree with
So
everything little baby said.
Me too.
this is completely egregious. It's ridiculous. It's dumb. Playing on our top like we're dumb and stupid.
I'm
And
saying
I
she
have to
pissing in our
agree.
face and telling
Bravo,
us it's raining.
bravo, this is your fault because you
Mm-hmm.
thought those grievances Kenya had to her person by this idiot who wasn't giving nothing from episode one. You felt it prudent to take her over Kenya's complaints, and this is what you get.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Well, see, that just goes to show you that they never liked Kenya. Like, regardless of, like, they haven't liked her from day one.
So
And I
didn't.
feel like this situation was their so-called justifiable reason to let her go. But Karma
We
is
know
biting
you
them
be
in
honest.
behind because the whole season is ruined because of this lady who is doing all
Absolutely.
these antics. She has ruined the entire season. We could at least got a little something at the reunion, but we
She
can't even
ruined the
get that.
entire franchise. Let's be clear. She ruined the entire franchise, not the entire season. She ruined the whole RHOA franchise. And I'm gonna get on Binge Worthy's head in a minute. Go ahead, big bro.
But yeah, it's just like this is ridiculous because unlike the Roha reunion, we was worried about how that season was gonna go, but that ended up being one of the best reunions. I do not see lightning striking twice with this situation. Like I don't really see what they can talk about. All I see is two parts. One part is gonna be probably about Angela versus Portia, and then the
Mhm.
second part is gonna be about Portia and Shamia gonna be crying on the couch while Portia not gonna take no accountability, and she will. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all now, she will never answer that question that all y'all want to know. It's not going to happen. She will lie her way out of it. She will never answer that question. The only thing they can do is put like a live performance of Drew or Shamia singing. Like, there's nothing they can do at this reunion. The show is ruined because of Brit. Brit, they need, man. I'm frustrated with how this lady just ruined the whole show. I just can't.
I just want to know how is it sexual harassment. I just want to know that. Just give me any type of clue of how this is sexual harassment. When Heifer, you said it was not you in the picture, number one. Number two, you've been lying from day one, sitting up here saying you never threatened that lady. You didn't like being hazed by this woman. If you were hazed, it would have been a picture of you, and you wouldn't lie and said you didn't threaten her. We got you on camera. We got you all your ass on tape saying it. You sat up here and threatened this woman with a pistol. Then you threatened to probably sue them if she didn't get off the show. Now she off the show. Now you threaten to sue them again because of the simple fact of the matter is you ain't got no money to pay off the lady for the decorating
Mhm.
event decorator, and you ain't got the money to pay off for the special
Exactly.
club. That's
Call
why
it
you're
out.
suing. You ain't got no money, ho. That's why you really suing your nasal teen move version of Nicki Minaj. Let me
Well,
stop.
that's why I said the reason she skipped the reunion because she had to go blow her nose. Like, I mean,
Uh,
she pissed me off.
She
I
drank.
can't.
She ain't have to blow it. She had to drain it. She had to drain her nose, and she still sounded nasally or whatever, looking like a low budget Nicki Minaj. Like I said,
y'all a
And
mess,
raggedy
honey.
whore.
and
I
they
ain't no
did all
mess.
this. They let go of Kenya, but even though and Kenya became one of my favorites probably from last season, and I was
Yeah.
never a big Kenya fan, but Kenya just she like I think ever since she had Brooklyn, she has shown a lot more maturity and stuff, with the exception of this one incident. But it wasn't like she was pushing, like she wasn't bothering nobody. Like all this come from because you looked at me a certain way, girl. You was just trying to look for a moment, and now you mad because this junk did not mess with you. I just can't stand Brit.
Can't nobody stand her. Her mama can't. Like T said, her twisted ass mouth Mammy can't stand her either. Sitting up here talking about, I gotta explain to my mama about me sucking Diaga in the pit. Girl, your mama knew you was sucking Diaga since you was 15 years old, probably 13 if you really want to get technical, because you're bragging about being a damn video hoe at that age.
Thank
And
Raggedy
you.
we
bitch.
lost Kenya for frack. Didn't nobody ask for frack?
And at all. Say that again. Ain't
Did
nobody
Yeah.
asked
nobody
for her ass.
ask for frack? And they put all like she's got advertisements, she's on a press tour, she's doing
Agreed.
all this stuff, and nobody asked for them to.
I
Nobody.
didn't ask. I didn't ask for frick. I didn't even ask for frick raggedy ass to come back. Especially since her silverback sitting on ice and wait, he about to be deported. Let Michelle tell him he on his way to be deported.
Michelle who?
Michelle, the one I said I wasn't gonna talk about her parts no more.
Oh, that one. Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
She said she spoke to him and he about to get deported back to wherever he from.
Oh,
And
okay.
I
Well,
swear,
since
if
you
this
being
reunion,
nice,
if they
I'ma be
bring up,
nice.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, if this reunion, if they bring Apollo up, I'm quitting the franchise.
See,
I'm quitting the
see,
franchise.
hell no. See, if that's absolute, no. I'm telling y'all now, I will
I'm
cuss them
quitting the franchise if they bring Apollo up because I'm like they kind of I hate when Andy be trying to force Apollo on us. Like she's moved on from that 10 years ago. Like come on.
Evidently, she ain't moved on from it. If she was still scared to go on the trip with his ass and married to medicine, we not gonna talk about that though.
We ain't even gonna go there. But that was the messy situation anyway. But anyway,
She said she didn't care about him being there. The next thing you know, she leaving the trip. She hightailed her ass about there, just like Portia hightailed her ass about Angela Face when she sat up here and ran down the stairs and said, "Bitch, what you say about my husband?" Mm-hmm.
Do
but like
y'all
she's giving
feel
the
as
same
though
antics. Like she's throwing all the shade at the cast when we see her in the confessionals, like she always does. And I'm just like, oh, so nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Like first of all, you wouldn't even be on the show if Candy never left. Let's just keep it 100.
That part.
And this is why I didn't care what the Married to Medicine ladies did to her, because I always remember what Phaedra was over here on Roa. Girl,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
over here with this mean girl shit, and you ain't never not been a mean girl. You were just upset
Exactly.
that the
Like
numbers weren't in your favor.
she's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest hypocrite about it. That's why I was like, Phaedra, what are you talking about? You need to look in the mirror if you're gonna be saying all this stuff.
And like I said, how she gonna come for Angela with her face looking the way that it did on that episode that T did
I don't
with
know. Like I said,
the
whoever be writing her reads,
do
they
y'all
be
feel
falling
as though
flat.
if
And she
Team
was just
that's
being
kind of
Tora
like
were
Kimberly.
overbearing. Like, stop it.
do y'all feel as though Team Tora were to have sued the network or whatever, that she would have a case?
She would. I said that in the comments. She got
I
more of a
think she
case than
would.
BrickaBrack.
I think she would, but I think if she's playing chess, she just need to stay quiet. Like Kenya just need to
Yeah,
stay quiet because
stay quiet.
everything is going in her favor right now.
I
So
agree.
she just need to stay quiet, and I promise you, they'll be asking her back, especially with the way this season went.
That's
Oh,
what
they gonna be.
that was gonna be my next question. If they do ask her back, do y'all think she should cut?
She already
Yes.
said in the
Yeah, I
comments.
think
She
she should
already put
come,
it
but
out
I
there.
feel like if she do come, I feel like she shouldn't sue them if she plans on coming back to the show.
So
But
in
Mm-hmm.
other
that's the
words,
thing.
Kenya, I know your ass is watching. Bitch, shut the fuck up, okay? Don't say nothing until
Don't
you
say
come
nothing.
back for
What
season
Catherine
17.
said.
She already
Shut
said in
your
a post.
ass
She
up.
said she takes full accountability with everything she's done, and she even said the final sentence. I look forward to continue to working with Bravo. So she's
All
Soon.
already
right.
open
Well, I'm
minded to it.
down with it.
Come back
So
and
more
work
than
and
likely,
make
she's not gonna
sure,
sue.
I did drop the link. I gotta drop the shit again.
Yeah, she's not gonna sue more than likely because Kenya is very
make
smart.
Mm-hmm.
make sure, Kenya, when you come back, all they do is film in that damn salon. All you showing is people coming in and out for hair appointments. That's
Yep.
Yep.
all
Hmm.
you do,
And make sure
because
Okay.
they gonna pay you.
Mugshot Massacre Marlo with no edges come back on the come into that shop too, because she needed
I'm
sitting on the
telling you, like,
Bianca's and
Kenya better
mistaken
not
for the
say
Carnes.
nothing. Kenya just need to
Child,
sit
please.
back, watch the chips fall because Bravo's in trouble right now. I don't know if people realize
Yeah,
it, but
they
Bravo
are.
is in
In my
trouble.
opinion, they are.
They
In my opinion, they are, because they
they've
really
been in
dropped the
trouble.
ball on this shit. I don't care what they say. They can
They
try to.
dropped the ball. When we think about the timeline of the events, they had just started filming, and in the
Hmm.
little bit of filming they did, Britt wasn't giving anything, which is why we had that blow up at the what is the vault. That's why we even had that blow up, because pretty much production was telling her like, girl, you about to get cut, because she wasn't giving nothing. So you have someone who's a
Mm-hmm,
rookie, you have someone who's not giving anything. So guess
mm-hmm.
what? Why don't you cut your ties with her after
Uh
they
oh.
make a threat to your
Oh,
seasoned veteran who has shown to actually give you something? That would make sense.
But
But
because
you didn't.
like CCF Freak said, they didn't fool with Kenya like that, especially when
mm-hmm.
she ran off and got married to Miss Marquina Daily Everlasting. Let's
Yep.
let's make
But
that
she
very
didn't put.
clear.
That was another stupid reason. Like what you let Kenya go for that one season, but yet Robin lied her entire season, and y'all brought her back one more season. That didn't make sense to me. That's when you know there was some discrepancies against her and Bravo.
Yep, that's
There's
because get them
another
down way to the ground are always lying about something. Her and her damn kitty clicking pal Giselle. Next subject. I'm sorry.
Hold
But
on.
there's
Y'all
another
did not
fly
like
in the
sub.
ointment as it relates to Brit and her nonsense is that from my perspective, Brit uh, now suing throws all the stuff they filmed for the reunion, if they discuss anything related to her in this incident, into a tailspin. Those editors have to go back. I mean, I can tell you from my perspective as an attorney, if I was in the general counsel's office at Bravo, I would be like, don't even mention that heifer's name on that
Hmm.
reunion stage, let alone referencing the incident. Now, of course, we don't know if they did, but they probably did. So she, you wanted to keep her for God knows whatever reason in terms of the value, and
because
it's
it was
just
coked
the
out.
hits keep on coming.
Hmm.
Hold on, let me let me
Let me
let me
let me
call,
let me
let me
get
say
this.
something real quick.
Let me get
Let
this
me.
super chat right quick. Thank you,
Okay.
Socrates, for it. Kenya needs a clause where Bravo gets no percentage of her salon earnings to make up for them letting her go. Hmm?
Agreed.
That part. But can I
I
say, let
mean,
me say
y'all.
this real quick. Let me say this real
Mhm.
quick. There is there's 269 people watching and 192 funky ass likes. Get these likes up before I hog tie y'all motherfucking asses up out of here. Get them up
All right
right now
now,
to
little
215.
sister has spoken.
Motherfuckers. Anyways,
But
go
this is
ahead.
but y'all, let's look at this whole timeline of how this thing went. We let's see. I think we took a hiatus year break. We first get announced that Portia coming back, which was okay because at the time we thought that those two, her husband was good, and then literally like a week later, they get a divorce. All the shenanigans come out about how he ain't gonna let her do nothing for the show. So that ruined her storyline, which ruined also the show's storyline. So now they're giving us this bull storyline with Drew, which makes no sense because you don't have nothing else to talk about. You can't film in your
Yep.
house. And then we get this, and I actually remember them saying the new girls aren't giving anything. This was before the Brit and Kenya situation happened.
I
Then we hear
remember that
about,
too.
yep. Then we hear about that story. We wanted to see how that unfolded, and I even said to myself, I said, well, I'm gonna just watch it. I'm not gonna judge by what I'm hearing. I'm gonna watch it, and then when I watch it, I still think she made the wrong decision to do it at her own event. But I'm like Terrence, she should have did it, just not at her event. Like, why would you ruin your own event when you put all your money toward this thing? That's the only
Exactly.
thing
I
I
wouldn't have
fought
ruined
Kenya
my
for.
one. And I fought
Well,
her for
I
that
tell
too.
you what, if nothing else comes out of this lawsuit, it's going to reveal what most of us probably already know. We just don't have it on paper in front of us. A lot more about production's role in overproducing to try to get exactly what you just referred to, get something out of these new girls. I don't
Yep.
think that there is going to be any doubt once everything starts to spill. A couple of motions are in play when they're going through Bravo's inevitable motion to try to dismiss this case. There is definitely going to be information that's going to be revealed about what role, which I always believed that they were behind it, that production played in hyping up Brit as it relates to her threats that day, which is why they
Yep.
kept her. Because why would you keep someone who does that unless you were a part of hyping it up? And the same thing as it relates to their role with the Kenya stuff. Kenya did not do that without production being aware because they were prepared, the cameras were set up. There's this, there we know that reality TV is not reality. So everything that they did, production, if they were not actively involved, they were passively involved in hyping it up or
Absolutely.
just
And
making sure that the conditions were set.
Kenya went to production and complained about Brit, and they did nothing. They did nothing for her.
Talking about
Exactly.
they
And
launched the
then they were
investigation.
in cahoots. I think the only reason that Kenya has not fully come out and spilled the beans, and I'm not mad at it, is because at least initially, until they, gave her their behinds to kiss, is that initially she may have thought, look, I'm not gonna totally throw everybody's names under the bus, production people that I may work with something else. Because remember, it's truly original, not necessarily Bravo, and also in hopes that maybe her and Bravo could work it out. We saw what happened to Nene when Nene, and I'm not defending Nene because she did what she did to herself, but I
Hmm.
think it is still a good example of what happens when you go scorched earth instead of kind of, trying to work within the system for a little bit to see what you can
Hmm.
get. And I think that Kenya learned from that to say, wait a minute, let me pull back a little bit and not reveal everything until I see whether or not they're going to completely hang me out to dry. Well, now we gonna get all the tea for sure because at this point, now that is in court, you're not going to have a choice but to spill who said what to who.
Hey everybody.
Hey, Feisty.
Okay, I just want to come up here and
Hey,
give a little
boo.
piece real quick. Thank y'all. Thank you, Terrence, for letting me up. Okay, y'all, I'm getting deja vu. This is reminding me of 51 Minds Entertainment. They the ones who produce Flavor Love and all those of love shows on VH1. And for all the
Hmm.
people who watch Bad Girls Club, this is reminding me of how they ruined that franchise. Y'all see Bad Girls Club don't come on no more. Oxygen
Hmm.
don't even play that type of stuff no more. These production companies get out of hand and those casts will sue them and it'll put them out of business. I am, trying to think about this subjectively, but I feel like both Kenya and Britt, if all of these things are true, that she alleging that I read in those documents just now, might have a case. Both of them. I think they both got played.
I
And
agree.
and low key, I think they got played so they could protect Portia. Because Portia was
because
supposed
she
to be
didn't
the
have a
Elaborate.
anchor.
storyline.
She had
Elaborate.
no storyline. Portia was supposed to be the anchor, and she couldn't give nothing that they wanted her to give. For whatever reason, they really love Portia. But y'all, from what Britt said in those documents, she asked them several times to let her see it. Remember, she wasn't there when it went down. She had
Hmm.
walked out. Kelly had walked out. All them other girls, she had just met them. And if this was supposed to be a younger her, she asked them several times to let her see it. They would not show it to her, but they led her to believe that it was her and produced her into admitting on camera that not only has she done sex work, but to have that scene with her husband and with her mother, even though she had not seen that image. Now, is it dumb that she did that? Yes, we're not going to say and say it isn't, but this is what these companies do. They get a lot of people on these shows that aren't that bright so they can manipulate them into doing stuff for a moment on TV. That is the history of reality television. It's
You
not
know what, too
abnormal.
feisty. Can I piggyback off you a little bit?
Yes, of
Because
course.
some people said that the day after Britt made those threats about bringing the pow pow, whatever, to Kenya, some people were saying that, you remember the following episode when they went to Shamia's house and she was very apologetic. Some people were saying that either A, they think those scenes were recorded later,
Hmm.
or B, they were saying that her team was like, you can't be doing that kind of stuff. You need to clean this up ASAP. Which one do y'all believe?
We
I
never
I
feel
really
like they
know.
100% believe that those scenes were recorded later. I think they went
that's
back
how I
and
feel
watched.
too.
They went back and watched it, and they went and recorded it later. Because let's face it, again, we know reality TV is not reality. So just like the confessionals are done much later, they also do pickup scenes. A scene supposedly a week later at somebody's house is easy to do because you're not trying to pretend it's the same day. You're in different clothes, different hair. So how would we know, right? Because every
Mm-hmm.
most of what we see is out of sequence anyway. So
That's true.
that would be no different. So I definitely think I mean we don't know how much later it was, but I don't think that it was the way that they want us to believe it went down on the show. And also, just a quick and dirty aside, I do think that this lawsuit is definitely part of it. There's a couple of issues, but I'll just do the quick ones. I do think that Brit knew the writing was on the wall, or her people knew that the writing was on the wall, that she was not going to be able to come back. They're in Atlanta. There's lots of black professionals. There's probably somebody that she knew that was an attorney or whatever. Because I know if it was my girl or a friend of a friend of a friend, I would have called up and said, let's try to get a case out of this. Because for those who think that Brit is not going to get anything, is this the winningest case in the world? Probably not. But it is, in my opinion, just enough, if for no other reason, what it reveals about production and what would get even worse upon depositions and further testimony. It is just enough for them to settle so that the
I'm about to say a
information
settlement. I see a
that
settlement
does
happening.
not come out, that doesn't get worse. This is going to be a settlement for damage control. Her attorneys knew that when they filed it, and so this is a nice cash payday for somebody who wasn't going to get another season on the show anyway. Because it's
I
not
Which
feel
so
like
much that
proves
she
my
Well,
wants
I
point.
feel
it.
it.
Which
Again, she's a
proves my
scammer.
They
point
are going to
that
settle.
she is a that proves my point that she's a scammer.
Oh,
I
well,
Right.
no,
told
She's
and
a
you
I'm
whole
not.
But
scammer.
that
Can
you
I
know what,
say
those
y'all? But they
She's a
that
still
that
scammer,
wrong
but they
though.
gave her.
I
wait,
just
wait.
told
I'm
y'all.
sorry.
But don't get me wrong, like, and this is don't get this why I say if y'all would just really just think about it a little bit objectively. I'm not even telling you all that your opinion of Brit isn't valid, but if we're looking at the circumstances of which this happened, both of them got played because we y'all been saying this for months. Brit should have been fired after she made that after make that comment
Well,
about the
no, and
weapons.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing
Hostile
with you.
environment for Kenya. This whole thing at the hair spa. Hostile environment for Brit. Same. Well, listen, y'all. We always complain about Truly Original. There's a pattern of behavior here for those producers. Let's take it
Absolutely.
back to Potomac.
I agree.
Let's
mm-hmm.
take it back to Potomac. Look at what
Hmm.
they did to Potomac to the point where Candace did not feel safe on that show while she was pregnant. This is a pattern of behavior for them.
Yeah,
This is
And,
Candace
and
again.
didn't
This
feel
let's
is
and
safe.
let's call a spade and let's call a spade a spade. Even though people hate for us, those of us who bring it up, but it begs
It's
to
a
be said.
colorism issue.
Even though people hate for us to bring up the Candy Portia Phaedra thing, that is still a part of the pattern. We know, even though we don't have all the pieces together, we know that production was a part of that situation as well. Namely,
Yes.
the person who shall remain nameless. So it is a pattern of behavior. And even if it was a different production company, you are still the same distributors. Bravo. And this is, and it goes, and when you dig into the things that other people are saying from the other shows, with the alcohol and the things the white women say or whatever, this is yet another piece. So,
she
like you
got a
say,
case.
however we may feel about Brit and all of that, I agree with the person who was saying if you just look at it on the surface, yes, she may be a scammer. Yes, she may be all of that. But the bottom
They
line
get it.
is they handed it to her on a silver platter. You had somebody who comes in that likes to hit a lick, and you gave her a lick to hit.
Yes.
Well,
Oh
see,
my
this is
God. That is literally what I was trying to say. Thank you so much for putting it in that term.
this is what I think. Like, I think I think everything you're saying is 100% correct, but at the same time, this situation will automatically blackball her from the industry.
But if
Like,
she
she
doesn't
gonna
want to
get
do
her little.
reality TV anymore,
That's why
that
she
might be
needs to
what
get a
she's
check
weighing.
now.
That's
Mhm.
what
That's
she's
why
doing.
she's
I'm not
suing.
gonna be on the show anyway, so I'm gonna take them down while I'm leaving out.
And
Hmm.
Yep.
that
So
and that's where the scammer part come in there, girl. That is my whole point.
But this
mhm.
is the
I mean,
thing, though.
but
Is she
we're
scam?
all agreeing though.
Is she scamming
I
or
know
is
y'all
she just
agreeing.
getting her
I'm
lick
just
back? Because
saying, like
y'all
that's my
production
point.
played her, y'all. Not only did and I could probably y'all know how they do. I could see them
Hmm.
while they were filming in her ear. Yeah, the fans are gonna love you. You finally took down
They were
Kenya.
absolutely
They're gonna
telling her
think you
that.
the greatest of all time and this and that.
Uh-huh.
So Britt walking through feeling herself, but then think about it, y'all. Just like I said, think about how it played out. They done set her down with this scene with Drew. Drew is asking her questions about sex work. Phaedra comes in. Phaedra ain't even met this girl, and Phaedra talking trash about her in the confessionals
Talking about
about
she
her
got more
They
boppers
productions.
than
already.
Willie
Y'all
That's
Rockets.
because they
production did
already
that,
gave her.
y'all.
They already got in
Production is
Phaedra ear,
guilty.
so she can do her so-called reads in the
Yeah,
confessionals. That's why they
Now
did
on
that.
the flip side of that, playing devil's advocate, this is what I do for a living. On the flip side of that, this is supposed to be, sorry, I'm driving. This is supposed to be reality TV. So
uh-huh.
if
Hmm.
you are or have been a sex worker, technically that's fair game too. So you can't have it both ways. Now, there is so I do agree, when you look at, I haven't had a chance to read the whole thing. I'm on my way home, can't wait to read it. When you look at the hostile work environment from the standpoint of the specific incident at the salon, um, that part of it, that's one piece, yes. But when it comes to people asking her about this and that and the third, those are things that Bravo will be able to argue were probably out there. In fact, they will probably have to admit, which on the flip side will be why they'll pay her off. They will have to admit they
They
knew
knew.
those things about
Yep.
her. They will have to admit that, and which again is why they'll pay her off, that the production was whispering in their ears to talk to her. All of that was already preordained. They already had their storyline for her written. The Kenya at the
Hmm.
salon thing was just a happy bonus that Kenya just happened to fall into and do. But everything else they knew, and they had her set up because given that she had no storyline, if you look at it from that perspective, what else were they going to do with her? So the fix was already in.
Yep.
The Kenya
Yep.
thing just made it worse. But it was they were gonna hit her with that. And when you look at it from that perspective, honey, this reality TV, your whole life, your past, anything anybody finds out about you is fair game. And we have on film that you should have watched in the past where women come on these shows and admit that they hire private investigators and everything else on their
True.
castmates to come prepared with information. All
I
of it
just
is
got a
shady.
question.
Either way, Bravo's gonna have to write her a
They are.
check.
They writing her a
So
check. She ain't getting no 20 million,
Mhm.
but she getting
no,
a
she
check.
ain't getting no 20
It's a
million.
settlement. It's gonna be a settlement
She'll get
check.
a couple. Yeah,
Hey,
she'll
can
get
I
a
speak?
couple and go away.
Let,
Sorry. Hmm.
go ahead, DH.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
We
How
ain't
you
Good. How
doing.
are
doing?
you?
Doing
I'm well,
well.
thanks.
Go ahead, baby.
Um, Britt, what is her loss? She was already broke when she came on the show. There's text messages between her and her event planner where she said she couldn't afford to feed everybody. So what's her loss? She didn't lose
Ain't
anything
none.
because she already came
Well,
on the show without her license. Her license was already gone.
she
And
like she
also
said, she a scammer.
she doesn't have the money to keep this going in court. She filed in New York, so she can afford a lawyer who's going to travel to New York for arbitration. She's not
DH.
getting, in my opinion, she's not getting a thing. This is just to, if anything, Bravo will probably turn around and countersue her because whatever that contract is probably ironclad. And for her first step to be to file a federal lawsuit in court to try to publicly shame and diminish Bravo, I think she put herself in more trouble than she did good. And if anything, for real, Kenya has the biggest case because of everything that went down. Kenya lost business from her salon. Her salon has no
Mhm.
business right now. So
That's why I
she
said they
can
both got a
prove
case.
Britt don't have a case. Britt because
Well,
Britt has
no, let's
nothing.
to be clear about the
And
cases. The only
and
thing
Britt
that
is
requires
Wait.
Hold on,
One
let
at
her
a time.
okay,
finish.
One time. Let her
and
finish.
okay.
and Brit, I don't believe, and I'm with T on this. I don't believe anything Brit is saying. I don't
Mm-mm.
believe she didn't know the picture was her because she played up to it. She
And the
she didn't
timing of
see
her,
right.
and not only that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
She didn't see the photo. You mean to tell me that you didn't see the photo at all? Nobody had a screenshot. Nobody sent it to you. Nobody. You
Ming
didn't
Lee
see
probably
it.
sent it to her. We know her.
Yeah, I,
And that
I
that
agree with you. I don't believe that's true.
right. She's a liar. She and everything about her is inconsistent, just like this lawsuit she filed.
And just
And
like
that's the
that damn
thing. Like
that
she's
I
been
agree.
caught in
helicopter.
so many lies to the point where why would any of her word be any credible? Have any
I,
credibility?
I
Correct.
I will say this just from the just on in terms of the loss. The only one of these where the loss would be a concern, and again, I do admit I'm on my way home to read it now, but the only, at least based on my understanding of what she sued for, the only thing that would require her really showing the loss of the, and there may be some other ones there, is the defamation. As it relates to the intentional infliction of emotional distress, and the alleged sexual harassment, those don't need to have. She doesn't have to show a loss of income or any of those. That the elements of those don't require her showing a loss. And to be clear, I'm not saying that I believe everything what she said that she's saying. I think some of, at least for me, my thoughts on Bravo settling learned about other potential things about production that may come out during the course of however long or short they try to drag this on. And I also doubt she's paying the attorneys. They're doing it on contingency because they're trying to hit a lick too.
I'm
I just
looking at the
believe that from
document
this
now.
point on,
She's
I
asking
believe that's
for
okay.
the removal of that episode from all platforms. She wants a public statement from the defendants that the depiction of those statements and the impression of the explicit photograph were false. and then she wants the money. That's what she's asking for in the documents.
Okay, well, if she asking for that, but at the same time, they blocked it out from us to even see that. So how in the world
How the
would
hell
we
you
know?
gonna act? Thank you.
But no, hold on, wait. They blocked out those pictures. They said other stuff about her too. She's saying all of that stuff. She's not just saying the pictures.
Now I
Well,
do
shit,
think
she the one
Bravo
that
messed
put it
up.
out there. Oh, she the one that put it out there that she sucked dick for a living. I'm sorry, but she did. She put it out there that she sucked dick for a living on them damn videos. So I don't understand what the problem is that you sitting up here getting mad and trying to sue somebody over the fact that your ass then put your own shit out there. Just like how she tried to just like how Evelyn sat up here and tried to say that Tammy put out there that she was sleeping with married men. No, bitch, you put that shit out there. So yeah,
So,
If she's alleging that they create a hostile work environment, I think
I'm
that's
coming.
a hostile work environment for several people on that show.
I was about
I
to.
think it's
Correct.
been hostile for
Correct.
Drew. I think it's been hostile for
Mm-hmm.
it was hostile for Kenya, and I do believe it was hostile for Britt. I do, and I think
I'm
they
so
have a
glad you
history
said
of
that.
doing
Let's
that
kind of segue
across.
into that because this Drew treatment, as much as I love when JoJo go up for her, unfortunately, a lot of that stuff he's saying is true. Like, I don't understand why they're treating Drew the way that she's treating her because she has just come to work. She's going through a tumultuous divorce.
Is she?
She, well, see, that's the thing.
And you know what? Let me say this. I would love to know why y'all listen. I think listen, is it fair to say both of them are lying through this divorce? Because it feels
Yes.
like people are like just beating that down to a pulp, and so it's just like, oh, okay, and so because of that, she don't belong to be there. But
See,
I
because
feel like
you
she
got we got
does because she has like a real storyline compared to what everybody else got.
see, just John, you a real lawyer. So, have you ever seen anything about the person have to live in the same household when they're going through divorce like that?
I wish the hell I
yeah, that
would. I
No,
could get the
that's
happened.
hell up out of there.
and
No,
I
hold on.
actually
That's
am an
that y'all are
divorce
asking that
attorney.
question incorrectly. I'm sorry, y'all are asking that question incorrectly. They don't have to live there. The judge is not making them live there. The judge is not making either one of them leave. They have to split
Mm-hmm.
the house.
Mm-hmm.
They can't. One
Uh,
can't be forced out, so they're sharing that space. Ralph is in the basement. Drew's upstairs, and at some point she leaves so that he could get access to the upstairs part. But they're not
Yes.
forcing them to live there.
That's such a
This
stupid decision, though. I just
it's no, it's not. This has happened before, but people have forgotten about it. Portia did this with Cordell. Y'all remember that one time Portia was locked out the house?
And he was
Cordell,
trying to force
she
her out. Yes.
right. The reason being is because that house is a shared asset. So if one of those individuals literally moves out, then they remove their claim of having ownership to that home.
Yes.
So
that's
after that
actually not
home is
true. You
sold,
don't
they
remove
gain
your
no
own.
profits.
That's not true.
That's what this
Can
You don't
that's
remove.
what this is about.
Can I
They
say
they
something about
don't.
Drew?
Yeah, because I
Go
do
ahead,
divorce
lady.
law. You don't lose your claim. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't want to cut anybody off, so I'll wait till she's finished. Oh, I'm good. Hello?
Yeah, I
yeah.
think she
Oh,
good, boo. You go ahead,
okay.
baby.
I'm sorry. The issue I have with Drew is that Memorial Day weekend post where Ralph is feeding her. You can definitely show you co-parenting in a healthy way, but why are you letting a man who you supposed to be in this bitter custody, bitter
I
divorce
agree.
with feed you, um, hand feed you? That was very weird, and that's the inconsistency with Drew. Drew has
Yeah,
an
that's the
amazing
disconnect.
storyline,
I
but
can
you
agree.
can't get a straight answer from her. She goes around the mulberry bush and she doesn't make sense. She was on the Breakfast Club or no, Angela Yee, and she was talking about how go naked hair is trash. Meanwhile, she got a raccoon on the top of her head. It was just very weird and
At the Breakfast
odd.
Club, that hair was way better
No,
than
no,
the one
no,
she had on
Angela
that
Yee.
scene.
No, I think it
Oh,
was Angela Yee. That was this week I saw that. She has
Yeah, I
some
saw. I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it was it's what missing with Drew. She's not authentic to who she really is. She was sleeping with Ty, but she want to go. You know what I'm saying? She don't want to come out and say it. And at this point, it don't matter because we know Ralph was doing his thing too.
Sure
So
did, y'all.
be
How
yeah,
y'all
be
feel about that?
authentic. That's the issue people
Ralph
have
was
with
doing
Drew.
his thing with the cousin bat lady. Let's be clear. He was with
I'm
cousin
still
bat
wondering
lady.
what he did in Tampa.
Yeah,
He was with the
I
bat
still need that
lady.
answer.
It at this point it doesn't matter because we know how Ralph gets down. So Drew can say, "Hey, he opened the door. I was following his lead. He was having
True,
extramarital affairs, so I thought it was cool." Next,
true.
you can't ding one for it and not ding the
Okay, well
other.
The reason why
let
I
me ask y'all
say,
this.
go ahead,
Not trying to
sorry.
count nobody's pockets and stuff. Not trying to count nobody's pockets or anything, but do you think it would just be smarter for, because Atlanta's full of apartments and stuff? You think it would be just smarter just to move out, even if she so-called probably has more income coming in?
Yes, yes. Drew should have been gone. Drew should have left,
I think for peace of
and
mind,
She
yes.
should have left. Yep, peace
she
of
should have
mind.
But
left.
That's
the
why Mel left when her and
question,
Martell broke up. You just
but
all
I
them
think the
bad spirits in
question
that house, leave that
becomes,
behind. Start
I
Well,
over.
think
that's
the
when
question
my
is
parents got
this.
divorced. My mama loved the house that they bought, but in order, like you said, to get a peace of mind, she moved out. She had to move out because it just wasn't working out.
Don't fight him for that
I
basement, child.
think
Let him
there's
have
a
it.
I think there's a couple of factors that may be at play here with Drew and Ralph. One is Ralph trying to claim, is Ralph attempting to say that he wants joint physical custody of the kids, or is he just happy with visitation, like what the situation is with the kids? That may be part of the stuff with
Well,
the house. So that's one, and two, somebody is having a good time banging stuff around. And and two with them is, I think it goes back to what everybody's concern has always been with Drew and Ralph is, despite how he may treat her and all of this, is this a scheme that in this case Drew and Ralph set up? Because Todd's schemes be better. Is this a scheme that Drew and Ralph set up to bring us the bull for a storyline?
There's a very high possibility there. I hate to say it.
You know the
And it
other
may
thing that
be
gets
just
me.
biting Drew in the butt because he's more spiteful than she is.
And then, well, I mean, like Terrence say, Leisure Suit is one of his friends. So I mean,
right.
birds of a
And
feather.
Ralph isn't. He
Thank you
doesn't
for your
have
super chat, baby.
a criminal record. Ralph is going to get 50-50 custody of his children. So it's no point of fighting him on that. That's
Well,
he he
Well,
is.
not
custody of children is one
necessarily.
But
thing,
that's
but
not
I'm
what
That
talking
she's
that's
about like
not
the
fighting
what
him
I'm
about,
brought
assets.
up.
though. That's not what she's fighting him about. It's not about the custody. I don't think Drew wants her children to not spend time with their father. I don't
Yeah,
think that's
that's
the
not the
case.
Exactly.
issue.
I think people
He's
are
trying to get
assuming
into,
that. I don't think that's the
according.
case. But I just want to pivot it back really quick to what I was saying earlier about the hostile work environment part.
Mhm.
I have been saying this all week since Sunday. It is mind blowing. It's very obvious that production has made it a point not to discuss Fallon on this show, which I think is BS because if Portia could bring up that guy Black who has never been on this show, we don't even know if what Portia's saying is true
Preach.
because she's a known liar. And like I said, the man is not. They even had the picture, that group photo of Drew and him in a picture with other people. I guess they were at the studio. If Portia could bring that man's name up several times, it's crazy to me that we can't discuss Fallon. This is why the season ain't that good. We cannot discuss Fallon, who at one point in time was a cast member on this show. Cynthia was able to bring up Nene. Why can't we discuss Fallon? We might can't talk about Simon due to legal reasons, but we damn sure can discuss Fallon.
But
Look, and the
Fallon
And
is
thing
a
from
about
my
you
person.
can tell,
understanding, if I'm
you can.
incorrect, isn't Black married?
See, I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I don't
I've
know.
never even heard that man's name before Portia brought him up, and they let her say his name
The
several
only black
times
I
in the
know is
episode. This is what I'm saying. They're creating a
LMAU.
hostile work environment. They are allowing Portia to bring forth these
Yep.
rumors and do
But
certain things. To me, certain things just go beyond
but
reality
here's
TV, especially when you can't do that to her. Portia,
right. But here,
certain things are off limits. You can't even bring up Candy around Phaedra. Dr. Heavenly told us that on Married to Medicine, production did not allow them to discuss Candy with Phaedra.
right,
And I just feel
and they
like that's
shouldn't.
crazy to me. Those are the
No, that's not
obvious things in the
crazy because
room.
Phaedra started that lie, and there's liability in that. And so I don't think that that's crazy that Phaedra can't mention Candy. I think that's how it should be in that situation because she started a blatant lie. However, Fallon is of no consequence. She was already pregnant with somebody else. I'm not saying what Portia did was right, but Fallon, what Fallon got going on? She done had two babies since
Portia
her
But
should
we're
be able to
not
divorce.
say
talking
everything that she's
about whether
saying.
Fallon. I don't think that the person talking is saying. I apologize because for not saying your name. My thing
It's
just went
fine.
off.
It's fine.
I'm not saying that and I agree with you. the point is not whether Fallon is no consequence. This is not it's not a debate about whether or not what Portia did was right or wrong or whatever. Well, I think the point being made is simple. I can throw darts at you, but you can throw darts at me, but because you're Portia, I can't do the same. We can't talk about the hot mess that is your life or whatever, because you certainly can get into the mess by using the Fallon angle as opposed to mentioning Simon's name to talk about the situation in
That's
general.
very true.
And so that's the whole point of, so we can't mention you got us legal, we can't mention Simon because Simon will do a whole bunch of stuff, but we can't mention but we also can't mention Fallon. We also, the name of the person that you're dating gets bleeped out
Well,
when
see, I
meanwhile
was about to
you're
bring that
throwing,
up.
meanwhile, you're mentioning a person that I'm supposedly dating when I'm telling you that I'm not dating the person. And at least whether it's storyline or real life or whatever, I am in a divorce situation that is extremely hostile. So any little thing, even though adultery is not an issue in but we know Ralph will try. You can do that to me, but I can't do that to you. That's nasty work on Bravo's part. So one cast member could just run roughshod through everybody, and the other one, who is out here windmilling for her life, can they just have to take it.
Portia and Phaedra are off limits due to because of production. That's hostile, if you ask me.
That is
That's
hostile because
hostile.
you can't have one for
Drew
one and then
Drew is
one for not
fighting
the
off
other.
rumors every day, but it's very clear that Fallon is not to be brought up. It's not a matter of whether or not, oh, you agreed that she did Fallon wrong. Like, for example, back to the episode when Portia said something about sleeping with Charles. You better hope I don't. That it would have been right out my mind. Oh, we know you will because we know what you did to
Right.
Fallon. It would have been the
Right.
first thing that came out of anybody else's mouth. You could tell that they're being told to speak around it, and that to me is hostile because Portia is y'all. Portia got on her YouTube channel and said that Brit was a child in those pictures. She was a minor, and
Yep,
that,
I
I'm trying not
remember
to say
that.
the word. I'm trying not to say the term, but CP. Brit was a minor in
Yeah,
those
so we
pictures
can
and
do that again.
insinuated that
Get out
Drew was the
here.
one that gave
Come to
Kenya
the
the
innocent.
pictures.
Yep,
Yeah, but that was on
Portia
her
is a
private
y'all. Portia
YouTube.
is nuts, and they let her say and do
diabolical.
whatever she
Well, y'all, that's what
wants.
I'm saying because I'm gonna say this because I got to head back to work. But
Yeah.
you noticed when they had that conversation, her and Drew had that conversation because on the trailer they actually said Future's name, but on the episode they bleeped it out. But you notice how Portia changed her whole demeanor once she said that.
And got up and left. The tea was still steaming.
Yes,
Ain't had a
like
chance to
it's got to be
cool
some truth
down yet.
behind that.
Yes.
Oh wait, so Portia's dating Future? I didn't know that.
Simon told us while they were filming before he got detained by ICE,
uh
which, by the way, he just released a
well,
statement.
but
Simon
maybe
said that she was messing around with Future, that she had been
maybe
sleeping around with
He
several
did.
people, but Future was one
right.
of them.
But did Future maybe Future sent something to Bravo to say keep my name
Yep,
off your show?
No, they
he
So
did
we
probably
He
don't
because in the
did.
so
trailer they said his
right, we
name,
don't
and then
know.
after the fact they bleeped it
yeah
out.
they
They
said the
bleeped
name
it
in the
out. He
trailer
said the cease and desist.
on the super trailer for the second half of the season. They actually said his name, but when the
And he got a
episode
bleep.
aired,
Yeah,
it was bleeped out. So you know
yeah,
I
somebody
think,
definitely
behind the
Future.
scenes was probably sent a cease and desist
yeah, I
for him.
think future
Come
people
on
sent over
now. We know
something.
Future didn't send nothing to Bravo saying not to send his name. Future love it whenever his name is
Oh,
put in the company of women.
oh, I don't
Because
know.
Drew
But
didn't
what I
even. No,
will
I think he
say,
did because Drew wouldn't even say his name on her Breakfast Club interview. She kept saying Future past. No, she didn't say
Yep, she
Future past.
sure
She said
did. You could tell something
past
was sent.
present. She said past present.
It
Yeah.
might not have
yes.
been sent by Future, but it probably was sent by Future's team. That's what I think.
Right. So, and another thing for a hostile work environment, all reality shows are a hostile work environment. Every single cast member goes into a group trip, a
That's
group
also true.
dinner, a
Hmm.
group
Well,
whatever
and I
setting
agree with that as well.
with their
That's
anxiety raised because they don't know what's coming to them. And
And they probably
so
drink them. They probably feed them drinks too, so they
right,
can.
and but
They
we
do.
also
They feed them
have to
alcohol.
understand this isn't the real world. This is not, you don't have a private sector job. You don't have a government job where all these
Well,
rules
can I
apply.
say this?
These people
Can I?
actually sign their lives over and give the production company the authority to edit put words in their mouth and
Absolutely.
present them any way they want to. So
What
at this point, if you are continuing to sign on to reality shows, you know what it's about. And so that's why I'm
Absolutely.
so confused by this lawsuit. Is that we're what 20 years in the game with reality TV.
I
This
got
is
one
we
more.
new.
past 20 years.
I got
We
one more
30
thing to say
years in
before I
reality.
head back to work. A question for y'all. Do y'all
Mhm.
think that Bravo should put something in place for if you are a full-time cast member and you miss the reunion, like you don't even get paid for one episode or some type of
She's
clause?
not getting her
They
check.
should.
No, she's not.
They
No,
definitely
no,
should.
that's not the way it works. At Bravo, you get paid for the season and you get a bonus for the reunion. So she
Mm.
opted not to
Mm.
pay,
They
so she's not
moved to
getting her
per
reunion check.
episode.
Yeah, the reunion check is different, but I'm assuming what you're asking is should they put it all together in one and
Yes,
force
should they?
them
Like that's my
to
question.
go?
They
Should
should.
they?
They
Because
should. They
because
definitely
we
should.
No.
got Mia walking off the reunion when everybody like DJ Richie Sky was talking about this pretty much how certain people when they on the reunion sometimes they just got to take a beating and they take that whole beating by sitting through the whole reunion. We talk about Kim Zolciak did it, Portia did it, Phaedra did it. Like all them they sat through the
Right.
reunion when they was but they got their check. But
In
I
a
feel like if
hostile
you either A
environment.
walk off or not show up and it's not a legitimate reason, then it shouldn't be no payment.
Well, I thought they get paid per episode anyway, per episode they appear in. Because if you guys remember back, I think it was season 12 when they went to Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Kenya was doxxed like 5 episodes because she didn't take that trip to Spain because she wasn't in those episodes. And to cut down on production costs, they don't send out multiple camera crews. No, the whole entire production crew follows the cast. So if you see anything from that lone cast member that wasn't with the group, it's from that cast member's cell phone that they submitted
Yep.
to production
It
and
Yep.
must.
said,
I think
hey,
you're right about the per
include this in the
episode
episode.
because when Nene got suspended for boxing somebody in her closet, she was doxxed that second episode because she wasn't on it, right?
Yeah.
I
What season
think
was that? I
so.
think that was season 10.
She got in
Yeah,
trouble.
I
Yeah.
think so.
She
Because
it,
I
it
think
starting
was
it
it was
was
out,
a
11.
I think,
combination of the closet and some other stuff, contractual stuff. It wasn't just the closet thing.
Yes, because
But
that one season she came in late. Didn't she come in like episode 3 or something
yeah,
like
she
that?
came in late
Yeah, she
because she
started
was
late.
still negotiating her contract, and so she did not get paid for those episodes that had aired prior to her appearance. Yeah,
That's
you
what
are
it
correct.
was. Well, that's good. But I'm gonna head back to work. T, this was great discussion.
Enjoy your
Great
day, your rest
talking
of
to
your
all
day.
y'all. Y'all have
All
a
right,
great
big bro. I'm
weekend.
about to end it in a few anyway.
Y'all have a great
Yeah,
weekend. Good talking to y'all.
You
I'm
too.
and talking to you too,
have a
big
good
bro.
one. I'm gonna just be honest. Like I said, I just try to think about things objectively because a lot of times you miss stuff, and I know that I've seen a lot of people, even the stuff that I don't watch because I didn't watch Atlanta last year. I've seen people complain about Truly Original for quite some time, and when I read the documents, I couldn't help but think about Candace ain't suing nobody, but I can't help but think about Candace's comments in her post about why she left the show and how she didn't feel safe and the things that we complained about over there on Potomac, same production company. And I think they have a history of creating a hostile work environment. I don't know if Britta's going to be able to get them, but I think that she has some points to prove. And I could
Yeah.
absolutely see how certain things that they set up in place. Honestly, like I said, I think the decisions that they made this season amongst all the women, they were moving them around on the board to protect Portia. And I think that's crazy because Portia can't even give us nothing. But they really
But
like
protected
Portia.
from what?
I have to
Portia
agree. They were
Portia
protecting
to
her.
protect her from not being like Portia got this check to come back to the show to give
Yeah,
us
they
her
pay
life,
her a
but she
pretty
can't give
penny.
us her life. She can't give us
Exactly.
nothing. That's what they protected though, because she shouldn't be the anchor. Honestly,
But
she
she
should.
been protected though. Let's be clear. She's been protected since season 6 when she snatched Kenya up by her hair, and Kenya still was
Well,
first to
that
work
was
in that
good
house. Start
TV.
working. That was
But
good
this
That
is
TV, but
different though,
still.
Catherine.
that's good
This
TV.
is different. Like I said, I'm not speaking about her being a favorite of production. That's not what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
I'm talking
Oh,
about
okay.
specifically pressing into other people, forcing them to give more, and allowing Portia to manipulate the storyline. Honestly, she's
Well,
not the only
Portia,
one. Shamia's creating imaginary beasts for people, so she ain't gotta. We could ignore the fact that we ain't seen her husband since the beginning of the show.
Portia is a
And that big
veteran,
old
though.
house everybody was impressed by. When the last time Shamia had us in the house?
Right. But Portia is a veteran. We don't have to like that, but veterans do get preferential treatment, and that's wherever you go. That's at any job. That's on any sports team or anything like that. I'm not saying it's fair, but that's the way it works. She's given Bravo a lot. So Bravo does give grace to people who've given a lot in the past. We can see that. They gave Sheree a few graceful seasons before they canned her. So I get what you're saying, and I don't disagree that Portia has favorable treatment, but she's been divorced, she's been married, she had that disastrous family show. She's given a lot to Bravo, so they're going to give her grace. Britt hasn't done anything, Kelly hasn't done anything, Shamia is a big bust. So I hear you, but that's just the way it is. People get
Bring
great, like even on YouTube, smaller YouTubes don't get the same grace that bigger YouTube platforms get. They get away with a lot more than a smaller channel would. So that's just the way it is. You know, I, yeah.
And DH, just to piggyback on what you said about veterans, this also goes to the angle that it was very obvious that production got behind Brit because
Hmm.
they had they wanted to get Kenya out,
yeah,
and
they
this was
use
their,
her.
yeah,
Hmm.
this is
Yeah, Britt's
now
a
this is
dummy.
now their real reason to do it because she was the highest on the total poll
Right.
as far as pay.
Right. Brit was a dummy. She's a dummy with a wide mouth, and they used her. And she enjoyed it because she thought she was going to get some clout, going to get a fan base, and all these things behind her. But what she doesn't
Yeah,
realize
they
is
hyped
that
her up.
what production did to Kenya, they turned around and did it to her. And now she's sitting here looking stuck, thinking these people were her friends and had her back. And you can't, in this game, it's no friends. There's no friends.
Absolutely.
It's all associates and everybody, all those producers, production, they trying to make sure they get to come back next season or they get to go to another, a better reality show. So moving forward, I hear what everyone's saying about truly original and all these things, but every year they keep signing up to do it. No one is forcing them to do it. They
And
willingly
that is
sign the
also
contract.
true.
They
Just
willingly
like no
sign these
one,
contracts and they
just like
willingly
no.
go into hostile environments. So I will say that Bravo treats the black girls different than the white girls. Now, if all the black girls band together and filed a lawsuit, then that would have some legs. But until that happens, these individual lawsuits really don't mean anything. Britt
And
may
just
Oh,
to
it
go.
means something
also,
to get that little money or whatever they're trying to get out of it. It might not be what they're going for, but everybody
But they
knows if
gonna
you
get a
file a
settlement.
lawsuit, you set it really high, though.
I don't
I
know if
just
they
think
go.
that regardless of people signing up to do reality television, there's still a responsibility had on production's part. You don't get to just do whatever you want. There's a
They
line.
do though. That's what you signed
No,
for.
but this is what I'm trying to say. There's several production companies. That's what I was saying when I first came in. There are several production companies that they became too reckless, and those shows are no longer on television anymore. Where are the Flavor of Love shows? True, what 51 Minds Entertainment? All of their productions got snatched off of VH1 because of their reckless decisions.
Well,
And
and they
then
also evolved. How many Flavor of Love made sense
no,
after the
no,
fifth one?
we
Like,
still not on the same page. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm just giving you the reference point. Flavor
hmm
Love is one of their shows that they're most known for. But I'm talking about all of those of Love shows. That was all of theirs. That was all of those franchises was theirs. But when it came down to it, they neglected to run a background check. And one of the cast members of one of those later shows ended up offing somebody. And they
mm,
didn't do their part. And
right.
it
I
resulted not
agree
only
with
in a
you on that.
lawsuit, but VH1 was like, no, we're done. You're too
Right.
reckless.
They get
Same thing
reckless.
with
You
Bad
that's
Girls
correct.
Club. Bad Girls Club, the production company that hosted Bad Girls Club, they literally had multiple lawsuits from multiple cast members. And by the time they got to the one with Jayla and the Claremont twins, that killed their budget. And Oxygen was like, make this the last season. We're done with y'all.
Well, no,
There
they had
is a
three more
line.
seasons
Like,
after
don't get me
that.
wrong. Yes, do people willingly sign up for it? We can easily say everybody who signs up for reality television is done, but there's still a responsibility on the part of production. And if they don't
Absolutely.
do their due diligence, not only could it result in some harmful behaviors for those cast members, you're still responsible for people. You're
Right.
still
Exactly.
responsible for people.
Right. But I think
So,
Dr. Heavenly is the one who told us that they do offer um mental health services because they know it's daunting to go in these battles, but that's what people watch for. People watch for the drama. and that's what they want to see. And so we're not going
But
to sit and watch a tea party where they're talking about, well, I took the crust off this sandwich, but I decided to leave the crust on that sandwich. Like, that's not going to work. So that's why they provide all these things. And I do hear you, and I understand what you're saying, but I'm just looking at it from the production standpoint. They can literally change your words. That's what you give them the right to do. And with AI now going, like, you give them the right to do all that. Brit was cool when the hammer was coming down on Kenya. She didn't have a problem with that. She actually encouraged it and joined in with it, mocked it, was sending tweets. And now that the tables have turned on her, we supposed to feel sorry for her? We
It, I
supposed to
I don't feel sorry for anybody. I'm saying she's accusing them of creating a hostile work environment. I'm saying I see her point. I think it's been hostile for several people across their shows.
right,
I'm not talking
right,
about sympathy. I ain't got no sympathy for nobody.
right.
I
Yeah,
think it was hostile for them to expect Kenya to continue filming with her after she threatened her. I think it's
correct,
been hostile.
correct, exactly, exactly.
Well, look, y'all. I
that's
appreciate
it.
all
That's all
y'all
he
for
got.
coming up here, honey. But it's
Thank
going
you
on
for
an
having
hour
us.
and 30 minutes, child.
I know. I got to clean my kitchen.
Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
dude.
Uh,
Y'all
Thank
have a
y'all
good
for
see,
one.
coming.
Bye
thank you for
bye.
having me up here, cause you
Bye.
already know
No
I'm a stay
problem.
speaking my mind.
All
But
right,
like
bro.
I said, what's the lights looking like before I get up out of here though?
264,
How many people in the chat?
226.
Okay, well, we can leave it like that. All right, now I'll see you later, T. I'll hit you up in your DMs.
All right, boo.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Yaya, baby. Thank you, Yaya, for your super chats, boo. I heard Bravo gave Kenya the unedited pictures. No, I heard Bravo, yeah. I heard Bravo gave Brittany the unedited pictures a day before the reunion. That's why she's suing because Pedosis told her that it was on the picture of Portia is not allowed to talk about Simon. Okay. I'm gonna thank you for your $4.99. Producers told her that they did an investigation and it was her only to find out it wasn't in the end. Child. Thank you, baby, for your super chat. Appreciate you, Annette. Thank you for your super chat, boo. Brent and Mika, Mike, I mean, trying to get money to pay the people that suing them. Did you think probably, probably. Well, listen, boo. I totally appreciate all of y'all for being here. This is fun, as it always is. I decided to go on ahead and drop the link because Big Bro was talking shit, and I ain't feel like seeing him talking shit, so I went on ahead and dropped the link. So thank Big Bro. If it weren't for him talking shit, I wouldn't have did it. So thank him. Y'all welcome. Anyway, I totally appreciate y'all for the likes. Thank you, y'all, for the cash app. That was nice of you, Fren. Thank you guys for the super chats. I totally appreciate y'all for that. Thank y'all for the likes, getting them up. Thank y'all. I think Scotty is live, so y'all can go around there and check out Scotty and see what he got going on. I'm about to go hit up around there too. So with that having been said, I'll see y'all later on for the Never Ever Max Girl. Bye.
Don't you love me till